thank you for being part of this journey. If you weren't there, we would be non-existent. You made us exist in this world. You've made us remember ourselves of who we are, and we've had this opportunity to come out and be your friend. So thank you for being there and listening to us and lending your ear week in and week out.
Two friends having a round of tea on Tuesday night at 7:30. Let's talk about anything that's under the sun. Whether we're sad and lonely or just wanna have fun. Come on now, let's join the conversation. Come on now, let's join the conversation.
Hello listeners, you're listening to 18 Minutes with Satyal and Silwal. I'm Silwal.
And I'm Satyal, and we're a weekly podcast from the Himalayas.
When it's a Tuesday and it's 7:30, you know it's time for perspectives, conversations, and stories.
You are awful, man.
Yeah, this was the first time in 50 episodes that I got to do this, so...
And by the way, happy anniversary to all the listeners of 18 Minutes with Satyal and Silwal. Woo! In case you're wondering how it's an anniversary on 50 episodes, that was because we started doing this weekly after the 4th Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's the maths, yeah.
Satyal and his mathematics always on. So, Satyal, how has the 50 episodes that we've done so far helped you along in your life? Has it made you more smarter, more a better speaker?
It has made me more stupid, as people have made fun of me because I say stupid things on air, and it has definitely not made me rich, so I'm beginning to question my decision making. How did I fucking agree to do a podcast with you? Why is Anime still with us? Those are life's most important questions right now.
Well, the same goes with me, where people come in and say, I've heard of 18 Minutes, but I have not listened to any episodes.
I've
so
heard of
far."
it, but I haven't listened to it. That is what everyone says. So what are we doing basically is like, that's a big question mark.
And I just go on and say, we have around 500 subscribers, and if the person is smart enough, they'll be like, the last episode just had 100 views. I'm like, the other 400 are just sleeping right now. They're kind of
But
busy.
they will wake up someday. We're just waiting for that day they will wake up and recommend the podcast to 4 other people, and we'll have 1,600 subscribers.
Alright, so just because this is our anniversary special, because we're these impromptu people who don't prepare for anything.
And I'm still on my PJs. I've not changed for a year, man. Can you imagine?
And FYI, it's been a month that we've done the podcast together.
Yeah.
So the secret's out. We recorded a few episodes.
Because Silwal has this amazing trip. It didn't take me. So, yeah, we're back after a month. Hopefully, we're not very raw. So, okay, what do you want to talk about today? Because we're random as always.
I want to talk about sadness and fear and all these shitty, nitty things that ruins our daily lives when something is not going
Shitty nitty is pretty cool, man. Shitty nitty.
right. While you're shitting, you're knitting, right? You're knitting in your mind. If you don't have a phone in your bathroom, that's what you're doing. Either reading the label of the shampoo.
Okay, so shitty nitty things. What sort of shitty nitty things happen for a 25-year-old?
Well, I'll start off with this random, irrational fear that I have.
Okay.
Because let's start off with the most randomest fear that I have. My random fear is I'm 90 years old. I'm about to die. God forbid, I've lived healthily for 90 years. And I'm in my hospital
No,
bed.
Kathmandu pollution will not let you do that.
Alright, 60.
I'm sorry.
I'm 60.
Way better. Go on.
And I'm in my hospital bed. I don't have anyone around me, but there's a TV in front of me, and there's a breaking news: aliens exist. First contact with humans.
Oh,
We're
yes,
taking
you
the.
told me about this.
We did talk about this in our ABC track where
Yes,
I said that.
definitely.
That's my irrational fear, where I think I'll miss out on the greatest event of human history, where we finally, no doubt about it, there is alien and they have come for us.
Mm-hmm.
That would be, and I die.
Well,
Not knowing what happened next.
damn, but geez, are you serious?
Satyal,
though?
why are you snoring?
That was him, not me. That was him.
Yeah, right. So that's my irrational fear. Any irrational fear that you have?
I don't know. We usually have 100 viewers, 100 listeners. 50 have turned off their tabs after they heard you snort. So, well, for me, let's not. For me, it's not just about irrational fear. It's a very rational fear. One rational fear I have is I will be irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because whatever I'm doing, someday people will stop making sense of what I'm doing, and then I'll not have anything to share, because we're in this education line, so we have to be relevant. If not,
Well, I
How
have
do
two,
we make
I have two
money?
answers for you. One, you will not be irrelevant, because everyone who comes up to me who have heard of the podcast will say, I've heard of 18 Minutes with Satyal and Sagar. So I was like, what? What? Where is Silwal? You've missed out on half of the co-host there. And the second thing is, which a bit serious in the sense that we have these mentees and students that have been with you for the past 1 year, 1.5 years. They will always remember you. The little things that you've given them in class, hopefully they'll remember you for a long period of time, and they'll look back and reflect, and we might be those two Moris who would have amazing
that would
students
be
coming.
fantastic. I'm sure whoever has taken sessions with me, I always try my best to be relevant and give them the best of what I can offer. But I'm just talking about the year 2030, when whatever expertise I have no longer becomes an expertise, because AI takes over and it does all the writing and all the mentoring and all the podcasting. What happens then? Because we're not much into the technical line, we don't have much technical expertise as such, because it's more general.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like that's one big fear of being irrelevant.
So I exactly know the medicine.
What is it?
Do you want to hear it?
Go
Jump
on.
off a cliff. If you start becoming irrelevant,
Jump off a cliff. Okay.
we already have 7 billion people on Earth.
Yeah.
Might as well lose a few.
True.
But coming back to a little more serious thing. So you talk about being irrelevant, and by 2030 we might not be remembered.
But then Nepal probably, if you're still in Nepal would probably develop the same
Well,
pace. So
that's the narcissist side of you. I am imagining.
AI is gonna be here, man. AI is not gonna be here, because I'm so sorry, but I don't think Nepal is gonna develop that much by 2030.
And by AI, Satyal means Ashish's intelligence.
Who's Ashish? The listeners are like, who is Ashish? Okay, what's one fear that you have?
One fear that I have.
Okay, not fear. One confusion. What's plaguing you right now? What's affecting you? Because on the outside, you run school podcast.
Yeah,
You do this amazing thing. You teach, and then you're the school guy.
I think this comes down to the confusion that I have right now is because we've garnered this brand of us being these awfully cool podcasters who are living their life. I've been traveling, I've been working, I've been sometimes writing, not as often as the Mindful Nepali does. Check it out.
Thank you.
Just plugging it in. The confusion lies in how long or what's the best time to take off my mask and just put it down for a while, because it is pressure, and I'm starting to finally feel because I am this happy-go-lucky person. When I'm not in that mood, do I keep my happy face on for everyone else, or just sometimes put it down and be like, fuck you, and fuck you. I don't want to talk with any one of you. But then again, this confusion about staying nice to everyone just because they've expected this happy-go-lucky person throughout 24 hours, which I'm sure, if you think logically, it does not happen to anyone. You are bound to have your highs and lows throughout the day.
Definitely.
But that's my confusion right now. Should I sometimes just be like, fuck it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you
that's-
should. Don't do that to the podcast, though. We need to do it every Tuesdays at 7:30.
But coming back to that, I think I also have a solution for it, where sometimes I'm just a cat.
Okay.
So some days I just don't feel like it. And if there was anything in this world that needed a holiday, would be today I don't feel like it holiday, where you just call anyone up, you're supposed to meet, I just don't feel like it. I feel like being a cat today and just meow out.
Okay.
So what's your...
One big confusion right now is, should I go out or should I stay in Nepal? Now the thing is, if you don't go out, you never go out, but you can always come back. So
What? Go out, come back, what?
if you don't make that leap to go out,
Yeah.
you lose that forever.
Yeah.
You don't go out.
Yeah.
Especially for a student visa.
Yeah.
But if you do go out and if you don't like it, you can always come back. That road will always be open because it's your house. As long as you don't piss off your parents, hopefully they will still open the door.
Hopefully.
So, hopefully.
Or
What's your take on this?
um,
Where are your inclinations lying? Is it a relevant fear for you at all?
see,
Something that's confusing you?
a lot of us right now look at the situation that's in Nepal right now, especially all the dust pollution and everything that's going on. A kind of a small blockade that's going on in Nepal right now, which again might interfere with our daily lives and not make it as smooth as possible. Thank God there's electricity for some time
I
now.
did not see that coming, so kudos to Kulman Gisling for that. That's amazing. Well done, man. Well done.
He
18
needs
minutes,
an
salute you.
applause
Yeah, definitely.
and our salute for that. So while there are a lot of things wrong with Nepal right now, it's natural for 24, 25-year-old hot-blooded men and women to want to go out and try that new taste that is out there. But again, as you said, you can always come back home, and there's always home. Because I've seen, I have not seen it, but I felt it, that your home is like this net. However high you fall down from,
It's a safety net.
at the bottom, once you're about to reach and smash your face on the ground, there'll be a net that will protect you from all the what do you call it in physics? I don't know, but it would hurt less rather than hurting more.
Well put. That's what running a podcast for 50 episodes does.
We
come up
forget
with this.
we don't have proper words. We are not good at speaking still.
We let people
stumble.
make fun of us. We
Yeah.
keep ourselves open to criticism.
Satyal snores in the 50th episode.
Fuck you. That was you.
Having
Okay,
said
so
that,
there's a safety net.
the safety net, okay, there you go. 50 episodes
Yeah,
does
blame
that
that
to
on
you.
me again. That is me, right?
So having said that, it's okay. Go out, try. It's not always about going out of Nepal and experiencing that life, because most of our listeners right now have been brought up kind of in Kathmandu, and they're still not used to life outside of Kathmandu. There's a big difference between living in this capital city versus living in somewhere else where it's not as developed. So imagine if we complain about Kathmandu, there's people who are living in places that is even less developed than Kathmandu is. So why not just go out of Kathmandu and try your lockout, just see where things go? Because I've met a lot of people during the last 6 months, especially my last month in traveling while I was in Kolkata. I urged people to come to Nepal and look at the mountains and everything. I said, you can stay in Kathmandu for 2 days. You'll probably see all the cool places out there, the reconstruction and everything happening on. But it's outside of Kathmandu that you need to really go in order to look at the mountains and the beauty, and not just the beauty of it, but the troubles and hardships that people are facing daily. That was serious.
Okay, I have a question
Yes.
to you and to all the listeners. How do people have the money to buy new assets? How do they buy homes? I look at my parents, they're like, how are you running a house? I have to think twice before I go out and eat at a restaurant.
well-
How does that work?
Probably because they're not running a podcast.
That's a very legitimate
So,
claim.
I
Does this cross your mind? How do they manage it? It's
Well-
so fucking expensive, man.
it's, yeah.
Plus, I'm single. If I had a girlfriend, it would have been harder. I'm not saying it should mean me pay for everything, but then still, you'd need some budget.
Yeah, Satyal today is on a roll. He's laying out his single life. Like, come on, ladies or gentlemen.
Only if you have a lot of money. Take me out. Pay for my coffee. Yeah, go on. What do you think?
But I have the same fear because I don't have the answers for it. Because I look at how the house is being run. The price of gas is going up and down. Having stocks.
No, not down. Up, up and up.
Always up, right? So keeping track of the water, keeping track of all these things that we take it for granted because someone else is taking care of
Yeah.
us. And I think that's why we need to go out sometimes out of Nepal or out of Kathmandu, because that's when you start living without your family, and that's when you really have to look into your budget and think about everything else. Because as much as I love pizzas, I cannot have pizzas 30 days a month. Well, I could, but that would be unhealthy. But you know,
You
those
could? Seems like you have a lot of money, man.
see, that's what I will not be able to do it, right? So I'll have to manage a few things. I'll have to eat zaulo and coconut biscuit and water some days maybe, and just YYs.
Right.
By the way, we're giving credit to YY right now. Sponsor us, please. We need some money.
It's already 50 episodes, man. Might as well have some sponsors.
Well, so coming back to how our parents are, doing everything that's out there, which we might not know about it. That's, you need to go and talk to them.
I've tried talking to them, I don't get the answers. It makes me suspicious. Have you ever tried talking to your dad about how that family is run, how much money you need monthly?
Nope.
Is there a reason why you've not done it?
Yes.
Why?
I don't want to ask the hard questions.
Make your father listen to this podcast indirectly, inadvertently, and then probably you'll show up to your room and then answer these questions.
Because I am a lazy cat at home. So he will tell me how difficult it is, and I will say, like the bestest sons that ever say, I will do it, I will do it, I will do it, and I never do it. And it's easy. Right now, it's easy for us, you and I, and many listeners listening to us who are at our age, where we can actually purposefully neglect on these aspects. We are not being oblivious to the things that are happening around us. We are purposefully neglecting this because we feel that there is a life out there to live. There is opportunities outside of home, because home is always running. Home always has gas and food on the table. Home always has water, and we don't really have to care about it. And home has parents and guardians who are there to look after you. That's why sometimes it's about leaving them for a while, going out, as you said, go out, find it if it works for you, if you can sustain yourself, and if it doesn't, you can always come back home.
True.
Because home is always there.
Yeah, you probably meet a lot of listeners who are based outside Cry. You reminded them too much of a house.
So everyone who's outside right now, you're earning in dollars, just send us a few $100. We are literally begging right now. We have nothing. We are.
But we still continue to do it.
We were the same that we started a year ago, and we're still the same. Not because we, wanted money or anything, but we wanted to do this because this felt nice.
Yeah.
And this.
But now we're begging for money.
Probably because.
Which clearly means.
Please give us some money. But having said that, it's been an amazing journey where Satyal and Animax and I have had this wonderful opportunity where we've just collaborated on something so special, and we, as we say, like we do in every of our episodes, we have created 18 minutes. Sometimes it's as relevant as, Donald Trump, the president right now, or it might be irrelevant where we talk about our irrational fears. But having said that, we did create 18 minutes, and regardless of how many people listen to us, those who are listening to us right now, we love you.